What's up, team, and welcome back to another episode of the Sunday Stock Talk. Today I'll be talking to you about my top 5 picks. I've got a few additional ones, but they're going to fall into the same industry. But overall, it's going to be top 5 picks for this week and moving on. Again, all the picks are going to revolve around either stock purchases or call options. We're not going to be looking at any short selling or puts. So what we're looking for is for the stock to appreciate in price over the next week or so. So this video is for entertainment purposes only, and it's sci-fi time. So let's get into this. So the first stock that I want to take a look at is going to be ticker symbol FDX. So that's FedEx. All right, so FedEx has recently had earnings. They had earnings this week, and they sold off pretty aggressively. We did do some puts on them, and they played out very well. And they've recently sold off, as we can see here earlier this week. They've come to a pretty strong support level. When taking a look at them here, they're sitting at this current support of about 291. There is a possibility that they do sell off a tiny bit more and come to the next support level of about 285. All right, so FedEx does have a tendency to sell off 2 days after earnings, which would lead up into Monday as well. So we could see a possible sell-off continuation, which would come down to about 285 and then hold at that support level. However, these patterns don't always have to repeat themselves. It could continue to reverse back upwards. So definitely something you want to keep on your watch list. Here I've got 2 levels set up. Here we've got the level of 285, the support, and here I've got my level at 295, which is going to be my confirmation of a reversal. All right, so if by Monday, Tuesday it begins to run up and breaks this 295, in my books, I'm going to say that this is going to continue to run up to about 305 or continue to run up into the 315s, 320s. If it does sell off, as it statistically has done in the past, and it sells off for 2 days, it should come back down to about this 285, hold itself there, and then begin to reverse upwards, which then your new reverse confirmation of a reversal point could be at about 290 a share, and you could grab even more percentage of a margin on there. So let's say we were to be grabbing this at about 290 or 295. Running this up to previous highs would give us about an 8% return on a $300 stock. Is a very good return. The next stock I want to take a look at is going to be the banks. So I like 3 banks particularly. I like Bank of America, JP Morgan, and Citigroup. All 3 of them are really good picks. Let's take a look at Bank of America quickly. They did sell off quite aggressively. One of the big sell-offs was on June 17th. So on June 17th, there was talks about inflation coming sooner than expected and lasting longer than expected as well. So overall, bad signs, and obviously inflation does hurt this. So the banks do very well when interest goes up, but as we know, those are inversely correlated. So there was a big sell-off in all of the banks industry, and we see a good recuperation here. Would have been nice to grab it at the bottom. For those of you guys who did, awesome job. But it has been reversing up very well, and I do think it's going to continue to run up to about $43 a share in the next week or so. So grabbing this and running it back up gives you about a 3 to 3.5% return, which isn't the craziest, but with banks, they are extremely steady and a very safe place to go with. So this is Bank of America. If we were to take a look at JP Morgan, you're going to see a very similar chart here. Big sell-off, the biggest one being on June 17th. Big sell-off there, and again, here we're showing signs of a very good reversal. That's another good stock. And lastly, ticker symbol C, which would be Citigroup. Here again, the same thing with a big sell-off being on June 17th, and currently we're reversing back upwards. So those 3 banks, I've considered them as one stock pick, and if I was to go with one of them, I would choose Bank of America, but I think all 3 are good. So now moving along to the next stock, which is my 3rd pick for this week, is going to be ticker symbol KHC, which is Kraft and Heinz. All right, they've been very bullish over the past 6 months. If we go take a look at the 6-month time frame, they've been consistently hitting higher highs and trading at higher levels. So overall, very bullish pattern. We've recently sold off quite aggressively following the Dow Jones sell-off. So the Dow slipped in the past week or so. having 5 consecutive red days. Now we're showing signs here of a reversal. If you wanted to look for a point of entry of confirmation, you could put it at about 41, possibly $42 a share. Obviously, the higher you go, the less margin you will have. But I do like this reversing back upwards and going to a new high as it's done in the past. If we're to look at what the margin could be made here, going to a new high would be above 10% return. So that's ticker symbol KHC. Another one I want to take a look at is going to be EMR. Again, very bullish. Continuously, every time it hits a new high, it sells off. Here we've just hit a new high, saw a sell-off, and we've already started to reverse. To me, this is at a perfect entry point. This is already past our confirmation. My confirmation would be just at about $95, $96 a share. On Friday, it closed at 96. I could see this running back up to about 99 and then breaking that 100 threshold, which would be a new all-time 52-week high. And that gives us a nice return of about 3%, a nice steady safe return. Ticker symbol EMR. Now the last one I want to take a look at, actually before we go take a look at it, let's just open up the Dow Jones, because this stock has a lot to do with how the Dow has performed. So again, as I mentioned, over the last 5 days, the Dow has slipped 5 consecutive days. That's the biggest drop that the market has seen in the Dow Jones Industrial Average since October. So really big correction in the Dow. It's found itself a bottom here and has started to pull back upwards, right? So we still haven't come to a new high, but generally speaking, when it hits a new high, it sells off. Here it came high, sold off. Looks like we are going to go hit a new high again, go back above that 35,000. So a lot of the stocks that are in the Dow Jones or revolve around the Dow Jones have sold off with this 5-day sell-off. And that's my final stock that I want to take a look at, which is going to be ticker symbol CAT, Caterpillar. Huge sell-off with this Dow Jones correction. Came down really to beautiful levels here at 208, 210. It's holding there pretty nicely, and we are seeing signs of this reversal following the Dow as well. So the only thing that you want to keep in mind is that it has pulled back a little bit here, and it does have big volume. So there is a possibility that it comes back down and tests this 205, 210 level again. However, it could also have just been a little correction on Friday, because it did have a couple of consecutive green days, a little correction on Friday, and we may continue to run. We've seen this kind of pattern in the past here. When it came down, touched this 210 level, it ran up pretty strong, pulled back here, and then ended up running very strong again. So this pullback doesn't mean it's going to come back down. It may just have meant it's a retracement for Friday, and as of Monday and this week, we are going to run back up quite aggressively and come back above the 230, possibly 240 level. So if we are to be grabbing this at around here, 215 a share, and running it back up to 240, that's approximately 11% return on ticker symbol CAT. So for those of you guys who enjoyed this video, please like, share, and smash that subscribe button. We make these videos on a weekly basis every Sunday. Make sure to tune in. If you haven't joined our Discord yet, we have a 5-day free trial. Click the link in the bio to make sure that you guys can subscribe and come and see us during our live trading room. We are live all day during the market hours. We trade with you guys, teach all day long, and help you guys become better traders and investors overall. So again, stay tuned for my videos this week, and I'll catch you guys next week as well on the Sunday Stock Talk. Have a wonderful Sunday, everybody, and we'll see you next time.